you should know that I will never ever go away. So you'll never have to worry. As long as I care for the sparrows in the sky, you'll never have to worry. Though it may seem today that I'm so far away from you, have to fall, 'cause I'm right here before you call my name, and I'll come running to heal you, feel you, take you by the hand, and I'll show you the way to where I am. All you should know that I will never ever go away. The sparrows in the sky. Forget your yesterday, for when this night to brand new day gives way. Your life, your breath.
Hello, streamers.
Your sun reminds you it's okay. You'll never be alone if you feel me. Take me into your heart, and we'll never, ever have to part. You should know that I will never, ever go away. As long as I care for the sparrows in the sky. To worry about a thing, don't have to worry about a thing. All you should know that I will never ever go. So you'll never have to worry. As long as I care for the sparrows in the sky. Oh yeah, don't worry. Sarah never seen the righteous forsaken, his seed begging bread. So you'll never have to worry. Consider the lilies, how they grow. Whatever you need, your Father knows. Oh, come on, let me say. Oh, you'll never. Don't you know you never have to worry? I will always be there. Oh yeah, said you will never have to worry. You will never have to worry. Oh, yes. There's gotta be a better way. Gonna be alright. Every day you get that feeling, you know you want something more. There's a look in your eyes revealing what your life ought to have in store. Is there something that you've been missing? Something you wanna say? Oh, don't you feel you could just cry out? There's gotta be a better way.
There's got to be a better way than the way that you're living today. Gotta be somebody to say everything gonna be alright.
That's right.
There's gonna be a better day. I can feel it when I pray. Trouble's gonna pass away. Everything gonna be alright.
alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Alright. Everything's gonna be alright. See the things that you've been doing. You know you're wasting your time. You know that you should be pursuing something a little more worth your while. All your life, God's got a purpose.
Nothing's getting your way.
Now you see what it's all about. There's gotta be a better way.
There's got to be a better way than the way that you're living today.
Way that you're living.
Gotta be somebody to say everything gonna be alright.
Oh, that's
There's
right.
gonna be a better day. I can feel it when I pray. Trouble's gonna pass away. Everything gonna be alright.
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
There's got to be a better way
Gotta be,
than the way that you're living today.
gotta be a better way.
Gotta be somebody to say everything gonna
Be alright. Alright.
There's gonna be a better day. I can feel it when I pray. Trouble's gonna pass away. Everything gonna be alright.
Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
There's got to be a better way than the way that you're living today. Gotta be somebody to say everything gonna be alright. There's gonna be a better day. I can feel it when I pray. Trouble's gonna pass away. Everything gonna be alright.
Alright.
Just between you and me, this is nice. There's no tricks. Ooh, this love is just between you and me. This is nice. Ooh, there's no tricks. This love is just what do I have to do to let you know? Should I make your flowers grow? Should I make it rain or snow? Yeah. So many things I've done just for you. Forest green and ocean blue. Just to show my love is true. Just between you and me. This is nice. There's no tricks. This love is so real. Just between. This is nice. There's no tricks. This love is so real, yeah.
Don't you know I taught the birds to fly, hung the stars up in the sky? Can you guess the reason why? Can you take more than a passing glance? Nothing is by happenstance, yet you think it's just by chance. Just between you and me. This is not no tricks. This love is so real. Between you and me. This is not. There's no tricks. This love is so real. Ocean deep, river wide, valley low and mountain high. All creation testifies of my love. Summer breeze and winter snow, autumn leaves should let you know.
What's up? What's up?
Hey,
What's up?
y'all.
Uh-oh. Yeah, we're not muted. Good. What's up, y'all?
Hey, everybody.
Wednesday night, as Primo would say, Thursday night. We're right here, ready to go. You know what I'm saying? It's a wonderful Thursday Excuse me, Wednesday. And we're glad to be here again. Glad you guys have joined us one more time. We want to know where you're from. If you're jumping on right now, please tell us in the comments where you are coming from, if you are in a particular city.
Yes, and if you are new, just put new.
Yeah, newbie, new,
Newbie,
whatever.
whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Want to welcome you for the first time if you're new. Some of you that are new, if you are new, then you probably don't know what this is. This is Ask John and April Live. And what we try to do every single Wednesday at 9 o'clock, we come on here, do a live stream, and we basically take one of your comments or questions, and we try to use that to talk about for the whole show. And that's
Yes.
basically what we're doing again tonight.
Yes.
So we got Saba coming in from New Jersey, almost New York, right across the bridge. Welcome,
Okay.
Saba. Gil Bonaparte from Simpsonville, South Carolina.
South Kakalaki.
Yeah. We got Elaine in Maryland. Good to
Hey,
see you, Elaine.
Elaine.
Glad you're here. And Primo talking about new. He's new. Welcome. Everybody that comes on here knows he ain't new. First of all, he's the first person to come on every time and tell us the
Yes.
wrong day and all that kind of stuff.
But we appreciate you.
Ambry says
Primo.
blue Georgia.
That's right.
Apparently Georgia turned
Georgia
blue this
turned
year.
Blue.
Yeah.
ATL.
All
All right.
Is Ambry in ATL though?
I
don't know if
mean,
it's-
yeah, she in ATL.
Okay, I guess all that area is
It's all
ATL.
ATL.
Welcome, y'all. Saba's not new to this. That's true. You are true to this. That you are right. You've been our man 50 grand for a long time now.
Yes. All right,
Not really,
Sherry
man.
and Trinidad.
Trinidad,
All
okay,
right, in the
yeah.
room.
Oh, Sherry
Welcome,
Legal.
welcome.
Oh, we know who that is. How
What
you
up,
doing, Sherry?
Sherry?
Good to see you. Glad you're here.
Yes.
Man, people coming from all over the place in this piece, man. Second time, Ohio in here.
Okay.
Oh, Horace,
Hey,
that's right. You
Horace.
came last week, I remember.
Yep.
And Horace had a lot of comments, good comments. We read a few
Yes.
of them on the air last week. And so glad you are here. Didn't know you were coming from Ohio. We got
Another ATLer.
Camila Alexander from
Yes.
Atlanta. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, you know, Atlanta is a favorite around here,
That's
definitely.
right,
So
that's right.
anybody from Atlanta gets love
My
from
home,
us,
my
for
home.
real. Okay, so
right.
we're going to get into tonight's topic in a second, but we just want to show you this first because, you know, you've seen it already, but we got to start the show this way. This is what happens when you're from ATL. You know what I'm saying? Shit, they're
The
dancing
music
all off
stopped.
the music. Well, you were on the music actually, but oh, Vilma Jarrett is from Atlanta too. Wow, okay, another
Hey.
one. Hey, good.
All right.
A lot of Atlanta folks on
ATL
here.
in the house.
Yeah. All right, so
Yes.
tonight's topic, y'all, we have. Well, let's start with last week's poll results.
Yes.
So actually, this week we had 3 different polls that we put up, and we thought
Based
you might
on our
wanna know.
last live.
Yes.
Okay,
And
'cause that
last
was-
week was about respect, right?
Yes.
I don't remember what we titled it, but it's something to do with I don't
Men
feel
being
respected or something like
yes,
that. Yeah.
by their significant other.
And a lot of stuff came out of that one because
It did.
April
A lot of
uncovered.
stuff.
In fact, the thing we talked about, we really didn't talk about pre-show. It kind of just, happened. We didn't know we were going to go off on the whole, pansy thing or punk thing for so long. But last week's episode, we kind of talked about why it is that men may not be receiving respect after we said that they should get it no matter what.
Right.
And so here are the 3 poll questions.
All right. Do you expect for a husband to be assertive? 92% said yes.
Wow.
Only 8% said no.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay. Yeah, because we talked about men stepping up and doing what needs to be done.
And I thought
And be assertive.
one thing especially that it seemed like we talked about men like, I don't know, talking to the guy who just did some service at the house and messed up, and the wife might want him to fix that by
Right.
going and saying, hey, fix this situation or whatever. But that one, I think, and I don't know if more women had this in mind or not, but that one where she said somebody disrespects her in front of her husband
And
and
he
the
don't
husband
say
doesn't say
nothing.
anything. Would you consider that assertiveness if I came back at the guy?
Of course.
Okay, just making
Yes.
sure.
And
So
that's
anyway.
what women want.
Yeah, exactly. Apparently 92% want it. Yeah.
Exactly. Do you expect a husband to be a leader? 100%.
100%
said yes.
That's
100% said
crazy,
yes.
man.
They want their man to lead, man.
You can't get 100% of anything on anything. I can't believe that 100%.
I mean, that's the truth.
But see, I want to know what
Women
that
want
means,
their
though.
man to lead.
I want to know what that means. We have to do another episode about that just to find out what do women mean when they say they want him to lead.
In good things.
Because in my opinion,
Yes.
the answer to this question is where the disparity comes. Because if 100% said they want him to lead, I felt like they would have answered question 3 differently.
Okay, so question 3 is expecting a husband to be assertive, protector, leader a traditional point of view. 62% said yes, 38 said no.
Yeah, that one's interesting to me.
Yeah.
So what I want to know is, what are wives or women saying in this situation? Are they saying that, well, I guess they could just be saying that I like these things, but that doesn't make me traditional.
I think that women want a traditional man with a caveat.
Okay.
Who can cook and clean, take care of the kids.
So the question is, are wives here saying they want a traditional man, but they don't want to be a traditional woman? That's how I read that one.
Okay. That's still a caveat.
That's a big caveat.
Well, we're not talking about that today, so let's not
Apparently
go
not.
into that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's go into the subject for tonight then.
Okay,
Here's tonight's topic.
okay.
Here is the question.
Oh, Rachel from ATL.
Another one?
Hey.
Oh my goodness, man. ATL coming out the woodwork.
Velma
Okay.
from Massachusetts. What up?
Hey. Who's okay. All right, so here's the next question.
Okay.
I need to feel loved daily. This is a wife saying this.
Okay.
But sometimes that's not on my husband's radar at all. How do I get him to understand that love is a daily necessity for me?
That's the truth, Ruth.
Wow. Here's what I want to ask you, April, to just start.
Okay.
The question is, do you agree with this statement? Are you one of these women who needs to feel loved daily?
I said that's the truth, Ruth.
Okay.
I mean, yes, definitely.
That's it.
That's
You're
it.
nothing else to
I
it.
mean,
You're
what
definitely-
am I supposed? Yes.
So what would happen if you went a couple of days without feeling like I loved you, or without receiving love from me? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? To be honest, I feel like I would begin to question our relationship. You know, like I would begin to be like, you know, do you love me? Like, I know you said it last night before bed, but I didn't feel that today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would begin to have, and if it was if that was an everyday thing, or you know, only every once in a while I'd feel that love, I would begin to have an insecurity about our relationship. You know, so I feel like this is huge. Okay,
I think it is too.
this is huge because a lot of men they're like aloof, you know, don't even realize what women really need, and that it really doesn't take as much as they think.
Okay, so here's my question.
Okay.
then, because a couple of guys asked it already. Well, Jackie said, what is feel loved? And then Horace says, need a working definition. So
Okay,
here's what I
all
would
right,
say.
all right.
You obviously can't define it for all women, but
Right.
you can define it for yourself. And what does it mean for you to feel loved? Like, you know, don't give me examples yet of me doing stuff that makes you feel loved. I
Okay.
want to know what is feel loved? That's what Jackie asked. For you.
Okay, so for me, feeling loved is being cared for.
Okay.
Okay, having that feeling of you know that you care about me.
Okay.
I think caring is big.
Yes.
Because when someone cares for you, they're going to, they're going to do things. They're going to say things that they know makes you feel cared about. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yes.
that's what I mean by feeling loved. It's like it's like an emotional thing. You know, it even though we have the love languages and we talk about all that stuff, and we do have specific love languages that do make us feel loved. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Like, I'm words of affirmation. I'm physical touch. So when he touches me, it makes me feel loved. When he
Come on, somebody.
I shouldn't have said that.
But why not? Everybody knows already.
We
They
know
watch
you're
the
going to go
show.
there. Anyway, when he says things to me, makes me feel loved. But I think for every woman, even without the love languages, okay, let's say that's out of the picture, just, that care, that attention, caring about what I like and what I love, and that kind of thing makes me feel loved. I know that's not really a definition, but those types of things, I think that's the love that you feel, even without the whole love language thing.
I think that's helpful though. So you're saying you're not excluding love languages. You're saying love languages play a part, And
They play a big part.
And Chris agrees
I'm not
with that.
trying to. Yes,
Chris says
That's
love
right.
language.
They
feeling love depends on the person's love language.
it does.
But you're saying it transcends that even.
I do believe that.
That there's a. So Elaine says the same thing. Feeling love could be an act of service. So
Yes,
clearly
it
that's her
could.
love language.
Yes, it could be, but I feel like I do believe that you have to fill that love tank with the love languages. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not trying to say that that's not huge. That's a huge part.
Mm-hmm.
But I think something as simple as, let's say I'm not a words of affirmation woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I do believe that my man telling me that I'm beautiful
Still makes you feel loved,
still makes me feel loved.
even though that's not necessarily your specific
And
love
I feel
language.
like every woman, by and large,
Yes.
would feel loved or want to at least hear their
Yes.
man tell them often how good they look.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I feel
let
that.
me give you an example. Like
Right.
I have a friend who, we were out shopping or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, girl, you don't usually dress like this right here. Why don't you get this outfit? Because your man will be like,
Mm-hmm.
And her response was, "No, he won't. He never notices." Now, I don't know if her love language is words of affirmation.
Right.
Okay. But what I do know is the way that she responded was contempt.
Yeah. So that's clear. That's something was built up. That she wasn't just saying that for the first time. She knows for a fact that this is something, and it bothers her to even think about the fact that I just came home with a brand new outfit. I look fly in this thing, and he ain't gonna say
I
nothing.
don't even wear stuff like this,
Right.
right?
Right.
And you don't even notice. And
Yeah.
her response was, "I'm not going to buy it because he won't even notice." I'm
Right.
like, wow.
Right.
But I convinced her to buy it. She
Right.
did, and he didn't notice.
He didn't know.
He
So
did
she was
not.
right.
So she was
Okay.
right. But which brought her down.
Right.
Okay. And what does that do? That begins to put an insecurity in her. And what we do is, I think we as women define everything with love. Everything,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It just boils down to love.
Yes.
So even though it may have made her feel like she maybe physically wasn't attractive to him, it still goes back to love.
Yes.
Okay, it's still that feeling of love. So when you say
So
what
everything
does love
everything
feel
is
like,
filtered through
all
the
of
prism
that,
of love.
all
you're
of
saying.
that feels
Yeah.
like love.
Yeah.
Okay, all
So
of that.
you're saying it's more than just love language, because it doesn't have to necessarily be feeding my love language. It could be something that isn't my love language, but still is obviously a gesture of love. I need that, and I need
Exactly.
it every day.
And I think all women need their man to tell them they look good.
Okay.
They do, because there are a lot of women out there that
True.
look good.
You're right.
Okay.
Yes.
And men have eyes and men are visual. And so if you're not telling your woman you look good, they begin to have an insecurity there, which goes along with the whole love thing, right?
Yeah.
And they're now thinking you think that one is beautiful and I'm not. Do you see what I'm saying? So then it transcends to insecurities about self-worth and all this stuff, and all of that boils down to the love part
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, so let me get to a little something that I think may help our guys here on this. All right.
Okay.
I believe something that I discovered sort of by accident, but not really, about my wife may be true about your significant other too. And here it is. Hope this
I'm
doesn't
curious. I'm curious.
Hope this doesn't embarrass you.
Oh Lord, because John be saying stuff
You-
sometime. I'll be like, why would you say
We're
that?
supposed to be transparent on the show.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the thing. It turns out that my wife. Wait. What's wrong with this thing? Oh, here it goes. Right? Yeah. My wife is actually sometimes wondering whether or not everything is okay between the two of us. And it sometimes happens at times that are like really weird to me. Like if we just got back from a date and everything was great, 5 minutes after being home, she might be wondering to herself, is everything okay between me and John? And it took me a long time to figure that out. And so for us, one of the big things about April feeling loved is she needs, tell me if I'm using the wrong word.
Okay.
My wife needs frequent reassurance that everything is okay between the two of us.
I do.
Okay.
I don't know why. Maybe because I'm a sensitive person, but I think more than you think feel this way too. Okay?
Yes.
I think other women do need that reassurance, like, are we good?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, sometimes men are silent.
Mm-hmm.
Men aren't as communicative as we are. Is that the right word?
That's the right word. You said it right.
They don't talk as much.
Yeah.
They're not emotional in
Right.
in everything,
Right.
in lots of things.
Right.
We're more emotional, whatever.
Yes.
And I don't see that as a negative.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
I used to see that, to hear stuff like we're more emotional. Like, we are not emotional. You know, no, we are. And it's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You mean
So-
it in a positive way?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that it is necessary for us to be reassured that all is well.
Yes.
You know?
So here's the thing.
And let me tell you something.
Okay.
Something as simple as we are just, you know, let's say I'm sitting over there, you know, you're looking at the bills or something, and
Right.
I'm doing some work, literally doing nothing that's together, really.
Right.
We're
Which is in
just
the same room.
room.
Okay.
And you just come over and kiss me on the forehead. That lets me know everything's good.
Okay.
I mean, does that really take a lot of effort? No,
Right,
it
right.
doesn't. You know what I'm saying? But what it does is it lets your woman know I love you.
But I do have to notice in order for that to happen, though. I do have to notice or remember or keep in mind
That's
that
true.
you need me to reassure you. Now, here's the thing that I need you to know. You
Okay.
probably already knew this, but I'm going to tell you now.
Mm-hmm.
I actually used to get annoyed by that when we first got married.
What? I did not know. What do you mean?
Well,
Annoyed by the fact that I need to be reassured?
yes.
Okay.
Because so here's what some guys may deal with. Okay, if you were going to ask me what is one of the biggest obstacles to men loving their wives, I would say men think they already are. but but they don't realize
true.
they're just not going far enough. See, we often think that the absence of something means the presence of something. So I don't hate you, so it means I love you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I told you I loved you when we first got married.
my
If I
goodness.
change my mind, I'll let you know. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
so that's kind of how we are.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And I think most guys come up with this and think, you know, why does my wife need me to keep telling her? I mean, nothing changed. I just told you I love you 5 minutes ago. I still love you now. Why should I have to keep telling you? And there's something about that. You know how women feel like certain things guys need? It's about their ego.
Mm-hmm.
I think guys secretly feel that when their wife needs this, when their woman needs this reassurance, it's like it feels childlike at first before you understand it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But really-
and I think that's a problem for us that we need to overcome, because
Yeah.
what I realize about my wife is this is part and parcel to her feeling loved. If I don't reassure her, she doesn't feel loved. And so instead of me belittling it and making it like she's some kid,
Yeah.
this is just something she needs. And honestly, I don't think she even likes it. Honestly, I think she wishes she didn't need that.
That's true. You don't want to have to. You don't want those feelings coming up. You know, I don't want those feelings coming up. 'Cause
But you
women-
can't help it.
Okay, this is the thing. We have stuff going on in our minds all the time,
Yes,
literally.
yes.
We're like the computer.
Yes,
Okay, we're
right.
always thinking of different things, all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So we're thinking. I mean, I even think like, oh no, what if my child dies? I mean, that's bad, but that comes up sometimes.
And you're
That's just what
thinking
women
that while
think,
thinking
you
5
know?
other things.
Exactly. And so you need that reassurance. Okay.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yes.
The thing is, you just said, I don't want to have, I got annoyed or whatever that I had to keep telling you that. We don't want to be told.
Right.
Okay, let me.
Okay.
We want to be shown.
Okay.
Now, when I said we want you to say you look pretty.
Yes.
I mean, that's something you have to say, or
Right.
you can just come up on me and start, you know, or you can just give me that look like. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You
There
don't
are
have
other
to,
ways of communicating that you're fine.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I'm saying you don't have to say anything,
Right.
but we want you to do.
Yes.
You know, and I don't think it has to be some, you know, huge thing, but I think that sometimes you said men don't even know.
Right.
Okay. So I don't want to have to tell you.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So I do not want to have to tell my man, I need to feel love. So can you like
Rub
you
my
know, yeah, you know. But I feel like I can throw him an alley-oop
Mm-hmm.
and
We need to explain that.
he can catch it and he can dunk it.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
if I throw you alley-oop, I don't want you to catch it like a pass.
Right. You
I'm
want to
not- 'cause I'm not
recognize it.
passing it to you.
You want to recognize it as what it is. Now, okay, so basically what you're saying is that sometimes wives make technically what is called a bid for connection, and their husband doesn't notice it. And the reason why the wife is doing it is because she wants her husband to know that
There you
she
go.
needs something without
There you
having
go.
to tell him explicitly, because once she tells him explicitly, now she doesn't know when she receives it whether it was something he wanted to do or something that he did because you made him.
Exactly. So I'm a doubt I'm going to doubt.
Right.
Is he doing that because I made him do it?
Right.
Or is he doing that because he wants to, because
Right.
he loves me?
Right.
See what I'm saying? So here I am questioning again.
Exactly. So you're
Right?
again, this is part of the whole reassurance thing. It's part of the reassurance package. And what I'm saying is the moment the husband understands that reassuring his wife is part of loving her and that the Bible commands us to love our wives, this is part of it. It doesn't say love your wife like you want to love her. You know what I'm saying? It actually sounds like Christ loved the church.
Wow.
It's like a self-sacrificing love.
Yeah.
So when I love my wife, I need to find ways to do it that may be uncomfortable for me. And one of this thing was uncomfortable. It's not anymore. This is something that I
Okay.
understand, and it's actually so easy. And now that I know how easy it is, I do it with no problem. I don't see it as a childlike thing. I see it as something that she needs so that she can feel my love in her heart, not just hear it and know it in her brain. I want you to feel it. So it's very important. So here's the thing. It feels like some men might say, why are you playing games? Why don't you just tell me what you need? Why don't you just come out and say it? Well, she can't come out and say it because the moment she tells you, now she don't know if you did it because she suggested it or because you wanted to do it yourself.
Exactly. So it is a little game in a way, you know. So I gotta throw you alley-oop.
So the
right?
point is, the reason why you say alley-oop though, and this is,
Okay.
and I actually said this earlier, the reason I think it should be an alley-oop is because some of us men need it to be more obvious. So what you have to do as a wife sometimes, this is why, so last week we talked about wives respecting their husbands, and we
Right.
said respect should be unconditional when you're married.
Right.
But then we said the reality, though, is there's some reasons why it doesn't happen. Well, similarly, love from husbands needs to be unconditional when you're married. No matter what, no matter whether your wife is acting lovable or not, you give it to her. But there are some obstacles to it. There's a reality. And I think one of the realities is we as men just don't catch the hint. So you got to throw me an alley-oop that's obvious. Something where it's like a real lob. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Where I can tell you're not passing the ball like a regular pass. You're not trying to take a shot. You are literally throwing me a lob so that I will dunk it.
Exactly.
And when you make it obvious, I will catch it and I will actually make good on it and you will feel loved.
And you did that today.
Did I?
You did.
I don't remember you even throwing me a lob.
I did.
What'd you do?
So I texted you and was like,
I literally have no idea what you're talking
I was
about.
like, this is the longest day ever. I don't know why the day went so long. And then I was like, I was outside with the kids and the allergens out there got to me and my headache, I had a really bad headache.
Okay, I remember all that. What did
Okay.
I say?
You didn't say anything. When I got home, you were like, go take a nap. You're like, go take your shower, go take a nap. Got to the shower and I was just getting in or whatever. And this dude lights a candle. He brings in the heater. He knows I am always cold.
Y'all know it's cold in this house.
Brings in my little heater, right? And then goes and makes me a snack. And when I get out the shower, he's like, go take a nap. I'm going to make you something. It ended up being dinner because I wasn't hungry after that. But basically makes me a dinner and brings it up to the bed. Okay, all of that I felt was me throwing the alley-oop and you caught it and you dunked it. Like,
so here's
I was not expecting that.
You weren't, okay.
But I was throwing that out there, you know.
You wanted to make
Just to
sure
see.
you weren't asking for any of those things, but you wanted to make sure that when you got home today, that I was not in a bad mood, that I was not annoyed, whatever.
No, I mean, what do you mean? Like,
I want to know what you. So when you threw the lob today, what did
Yeah.
you expect? Because you didn't expect what I gave you. So I'm saying,
just expecting. You know, I just wanted you to know that when I got home, I needed a nap.
okay.
But I didn't say. But I didn't say I need a nap.
I'm wearing this shirt right here.
I needed to nose bust. Okay, I needed to nose bust, and I did not have to say
right.
I needed a nose bust. I was able to just,
Right.
you know, come home. And I got my candlelight shower
Right.
with the heater.
Right.
And I got some food in the bed. Like, I was not expecting that.
Okay,
I was just
well,
expecting some understanding
yes.
to the nose bust. Okay. So I felt super loved. Like,
Yeah.
that filled my love tank.
Right.
And I am not acts of service.
Right.
Like, acts of service is low
That's
on
and,
my...
and that was and see, this is the thing. So it turns out, obviously, people know this. I am acts of service. And so my default is to go to that when trying to love April. I have to actually, when I know her love tank is low, I have to make sure that I'm feeding her based on her actual love language. But as you can see, even if it's outside of her love language, it can still make your wife feel loved.
Exactly. So let's stop for a minute because people are saying so many things.
Yeah, we gotta go back.
And we gotta go back
Okay.
and comment because
Okay.
I saw
So
some good
I saw some good stuff in here too.
Okay.
Okay.
And
So
good
let's
questions.
start with Primo
All right.
here. Hold on. No. Here's Jackie. I'm beginning to wonder about myself as I listen to what April is saying. I don't know what that
You
says.
do know what that says because you know how to read that.
Is that patois?
I don't need nothing.
I don't need nothing?
That's Atlanta. I
Okay,
think.
so she thinks she don't need nothing.
I don't need nothing.
Okay, Primo.
Okay.
Primo says, age-old question. What if I notice but don't like it? Do I say so honestly? Do I look fat in these jeans? Oh, I see. Okay.
You know, it's always a question that men ask. You know, should I tell the truth, basically? Should you
Yeah.
tell the truth? I don't like when John tells the truth. But
Not about that.
I don't. But I appreciate it later. Like within later, I mean like within that next
But
couple seconds.
I've never answered the question, do I look fat in these jeans, with yes. I'm not an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. But you have said they're a little too tight.
I might say something like, maybe you should put something else on.
And that really hurts my feelings.
Right.
But I mean, you can't get around that.
Right.
I just feel like if you say it in love and really, why don't you wear these? I really like the way you look in these. Maybe
Right.
that will help. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think you can get around that one. Because
Sherry-
anyway. he
Sherry
said-
says frequent reassurance is necessary, so she agrees
it
with
is.
you.
Thank you,
She's
Sherry.
another woman that feels that
Yes.
same way.
Yes.
Agnes says, you two are pure. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I didn't
Oh,
read that
thank
first.
you.
I wasn't trying to do that. Y'all wasn't trying to just blow us up. But thank you,
Thanks,
Agnes.
Agnes.
Yes, we enjoy ourselves on here. We like interacting with you guys. Okay, here is Ambry. I tend to think how things impact the future of our relationship. Reassuring our future will be intact and healthy. Okay, that's interesting.
Okay.
That's good.
But that's a part of it.
I think so too.
I think that is because actually when I'm, you give me that assurance, it does make me feel like, okay, we're good we're good as we're going along here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so I think this Nardine. Did I pronounce that correctly, Nardine? Please let me know. Women like security, so I believe consistent reassurance helps with that. That's a great way of putting it.
Yes. It's about
Nardine,
security.
that's excellent. So if we as
being
men are
secure in your
comfortable,
relationships.
because as a man I'm comfortable with providing security to my family, and if that's a form of security, when I think of it, of course, I think of protecting her from the outside elements or somebody breaking in my house or something like that. But if this fits into that, maybe that can help some
It
men to
does
see
fit into that.
you're
Yes.
helping with security.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? So
That's right.
that's a big deal. Ambry said to get out of her head, dear twins. I don't know what about, but Sherry says, John, how often do men need to be reassured, or do they?
Do they? Do
Yeah.
you need to be reassured that I love you?
Well, not every day. I don't need to be reassured that she loves me. I need to be reassured that she respects me and trusts me. That's actually what I need.
Trust. That's a big one.
So when she shows me that she trusts me, that makes me feel like I can do anything. So that's, but
And that's why I was saying last episode we talked about this, last live, we were talking about how women, we need to allow sometimes, I mean, as often as possible for men to do things without us always trying to tell them how to do it.
right. That's
You know what
important.
I'm saying?
That shows trust.
So that shows trust
Yeah.
because there are times when, you want something to go a certain way, and if he does it his way, it's not going to kill nobody.
Right.
It may not be your way, but nobody's going to die.
Right,
You're not
right.
going to lose no money,
Right.
whatever. Okay,
Right.
so then
Right.
let that go,
Yeah.
that things weren't exactly the way you would want it.
Right.
So that he can have that trust.
Yes.
That
know
feeling
that you
of
trust
trust.
him.
Yes,
Exactly.
that
All right, so Jackie
assurance.
says,
Okay.
so question to the need/desire for reassurance. If a man is used to dating a female that needs it, is it hard for him to adapt to a female that doesn't? Okay, so
Because
Jackie,
there are females out there who don't.
Jackie's saying she's one.
Okay, so
Jackie said earlier, I don't need nothing.
That's
think that was
I
her.
believe that,
Yeah.
and I think that as you get to know each other, he will know. He
Yeah.
will be able to, because dating, that's different. That's not long term.
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna get you guys are gonna be together, getting to know each other over time. He's gonna realize, she's good.
Yeah.
I don't have to necessarily do this like I did to Shaniqua when I was with her. You know what I'm saying?
Well, but the question is though, and I would like Jackie to actually respond to this if you don't mind. Jackie, are you the type that actually gets annoyed by constant reassurance?
Yeah, because I could see that.
Because
Yeah.
if that's the case, then he needs to probably stop doing it. It's not just he doesn't need to. It may be don't do that.
Right.
You
So
see what I'm
I
saying?
know that John does not want to hear thank you over and over again. That annoys him, right?
But it's only because
So-
I'm not words of affirmation, and I start to think that the person, I don't know why, but I start to think the person is faking.
The person?
I'm
not
saying
just
it's
the
you,
person.
but I'm saying, whoever it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I'm talking about me.
Okay, you. When April does it, it sometimes feels like she's trying to overcompensate for something that she can't actually do. And
But
what
I'm words of affirmation. So
what
I'm
I
going to
want-
say thank you, babe.
right.
Thank you so much.
what
Oh
I,
my
what I
goodness.
want is for her to do something for me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's different.
So what I know is what he said to me was, I don't need you to do that. And I love, he was like, babe, you know what? I don't need you to do that.
Right.
I know you appreciate it.
Right.
Done.
Right.
And so I don't do that anymore.
Right. So look what Agnes says.
Okay.
How about if the compliment makes a woman feel uncomfortable? Is that strange? No, Agnes,
No,
is not
it's
comfortable.
not.
It's
different
not.
personalities out
Not,
there.
not only that, but some people don't like when the attention is on them.
Right.
And so, but here's the funny thing, though. I know a lot of wives who started off uncomfortable with it and then got more comfortable as they got more comfortable with their relationship. And as they got along, they could accept compliments later. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
true. But again, I think that it has to do with you're going to know your partner. You know, everything doesn't work for everybody. So you have to know what works for, and that's all about, what did you say? Noticing the person
Yeah.
and being a little bit more, what is it?
Observant.
Observant.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Dunk that ball.
He said he went baby face on you, April girl. All right now. Is this people clapping and stuff about the shower and all that? Is that what that is? That's hilarious.
I don't know. Oh, yes, it is.
Okay,
yes.
so here's Ebony. She says she just arrived. Do the ushers have room for one, preferably not in the balcony? I know I'm late. It's okay. You can sit
All
right.
right, let's put the question back up for her.
Okay, yeah, that's true. You probably didn't even see the question. Push
Yeah,
that button,
push
April.
the question back up.
It's
Is
right
that
there.
it? Right here?
Here's the question for tonight, Ebony, just in case you did not see it. This is what we're
Okay.
talking about tonight. I need to feel loved daily, but sometimes that's not on my husband's radar at all. How do I get him to understand that love is a daily necessity for me?
Yes.
That's what we've been talking about today.
Okay. And, Nardine, we did pronounce it correctly. All
We
right,
did pronounce it
good,
correctly.
Good.
Awesome.
All right.
So some people are saying, we're hitting it on the head, that it's good.
that men need trust and respect.
Yes.
And women
and
need
Jared
love.
says Shaniqua though.
Yeah, that's my girl, Shaniqua.
Okay, here's Jackie's response.
Okay.
Constant reassurance makes me second guess what I already know, believe to be true.
And I think that's the
Interesting.
whole thing with John when I say thank you over and over again. It makes him
Interesting.
second guess. Like, are you really thankful? Are you trying to tell me? Are you trying to
Right.
make me feel something?
Right.
You know.
Right. Why are you
Are you trying to
why you
manipulate
overdoing it?
something?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
That's interesting. Okay, one more. Shay. I think it depends on how you present that suggestion. Not necessarily that you want them to do what you want, but kind of offer advice in a way that causes him to see it in another way. They can weigh their options. You're still trusting him while still supporting him. So she's talking now
Yes, about what we said.
about trusting her man. And what that was
Yes.
last week, so we're really not supposed to be going into that.
But I let's just pivot just
Okay,
a little bit so
all
I can
right.
answer this.
Go
I
ahead.
agree with you.
Okay.
Okay, I think that this is how we should be most of the time, you know? But I'm going to be honest with you, and men, you correct me if I'm wrong. There's sometimes when, and I'm just talking about, based on what we've been through and what I've seen in other relationships, sometimes men just want us to be quiet. No, seriously. And just let them do their thing.
But don't say it that way because that makes it
I'm
sound.
not saying it in a way. I'm not saying
That
it
makes
in a
it
way
sound
like
chauvinist.
shut up.
But
That's
what-
not chauvinist way.
What
We're not talking like
what
that.
we really want is for you to just let us do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And I'm just speaking just bluntly. Just
Yes.
be quiet.
Yeah.
Let him do his thing sometimes.
Right.
Because
Without
we as women
suggestions,
are
without
always
anything, yeah.
Look, I'm always suggesting. I always have even tonight setting up for the show. I'm like,
Right.
do you really want to put that as the title? You sure you don't want to, And I thought I did it all right. And he was like, it's already done. Like chill. And I'm saying that's just what we do. And I think sometimes, and men again who are on here, correct me if I'm wrong, sometimes they just want to be able to lead and do their thing. And we say, thank you. That was great. And show we trust them and we thought they did a great job. I think sometimes they need that. And I don't think it's anything wrong with us giving suggestions along the way.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, this is
Yeah.
we are together. Okay, we're doing this
yeah.
together. Okay, I went off.
Okay. So let's get a little bit deeper into this just for a second because there are a couple of things that April had that she wanted to say.
Shay, I'm
What'd she
sorry.
say? Hold on. What'd she say?
Respond to what she said.
Okay, yes, that's true. He always says thank you for your support, but I know that means shut up.
Just sometimes.
Shay,
just
I need you
sometimes.
to tell us how long you've been married. Okay, put that in the chat for a second. Tell us how long you've been married because this is something that I don't think you learn right away. This is something that comes later. But here's the thing: for y'all newlyweds, if you're on here and you're newly married, I'm telling you right now, we're giving you gold, husbands especially, with this whole reassure your wife thing. If you could learn to not get upset or annoyed with reassuring your wife, I'm telling you now, it's going to pay dividends. So let me tell you one way that I do it, and this is something that might help you. I have given April permission to basically ask me pretty much at any time, is everything okay, without me getting mad. Now, I don't always succeed. And I shouldn't say not getting mad. I usually don't get mad.
No, he
but
didn't get
sometimes I
mad, but he
a
gets
little,
like, why are you asking me that?
Right.
You know,
But I'm not supposed to do that because she wants to feel, she doesn't want to feel rebuffed when she asks that question because she needs to be able to and there are times she just needs to feel it. Now, I don't know why.
And see, in our house, I'm just open like that. Like, I'm just going to ask, hey, are we good?
Right.
Everybody's not going to do that.
Right.
So you may have that feeling, but you don't want to ask that because you don't want to start anything or you don't want to think anything. But that's why I say you need to throw them alley-oops. You got to learn how to throw them.
Right, that's true.
At the right spot so he can catch it and dunk it.
Right. Yeah.
So, Chris, it's not what our wives say, he says. It's how it's said, which is what we talked about last week.
So he doesn't mind about you.
Okay, and I agree with you. But what I do believe is that when something is going wrong, sometimes it's very hard for us to suggest it in a way that doesn't have a tone.
Okay.
Because there's a feeling behind it. So that's why I say sometimes we might need to just step back and be quiet because sometimes because we are verbal and emotional, sometimes that tone just you think you're hiding it, but you're not. And you can say, I didn't say it like that, but you did. Yeah. So,
okay,
so I think we can just purposely be quiet.
I'm gonna rewind
sometimes.
that. I'm gonna rewind that next week when you said what you just said just now. Okay, Horace, can that be some sort of inner insecurity? Yes, Horace.
What's that?
This whole idea that your wife needs reassurance.
Yes.
Yes, it probably does come from that.
Yes, it probably does.
And what I'm saying is you don't need to shame her for that. You don't even need to bring that up because you have insecurities too.
Yeah,
Everybody
and we don't
does.
even know where they come from sometimes. Like, I don't know why I need that.
Right.
I'm blaming it on me being a woman, but that may not be the case. But I know that a lot of women have that feeling. So.
Oh, so Shay Shay's not even married. She says we've been together 7 years, but they're moving toward marriage. Okay.
All right. Cool.
All right.
But
we're open
these
each other.
things
That's good.
happen, before marriage. They do.
Yeah. She says he's like April asking if we're good because I'm moody at times, but he knows and he's still the only person that can coax me out of it. So that's interesting because we are sort of stereotyping it as if the women are going to be the only ones, but there are going to be situations sometimes in which the man is the one that needs the reassurance.
Yes, and again, we'll go back to personality because if you are a moody person, which, I mean, I don't think you're moody, but I think that there are...
Hold on, pause for a second. When somebody says, I don't think you're something, or
I wouldn't call you moody.
I don't mean to be rude, but they about to be rude. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wouldn't call him moody, but I would say that work stresses him sometimes.
Right.
And I have to make sure it's not me.
Right.
So sometimes I need to ask that because he has a look on his face. So sometimes it's not about insecurity, Horace. Sometimes it's about the fact that he is in a stressful mood, and I need to make sure it's work and not me. As simple as that.
Yeah.
Okay,
so Sherry asked, could a request for reassurance be a request for intimacy?
I am so glad you brought that up because I'm going to move to that.
Okay.
That's what I was moving to, that, women actually... a part of that whole love thing, because we're talking about a woman who needs to feel loved,
yes.
right? Women want to be pursued romantically. Okay.
Yes.
I'm talking about it's on the level like a man's sex drive.
Okay.
Okay.
So the way that I
and we don't see it like this.
So the way that I constantly want to have sex, you're saying you constantly want to be pursued romantically.
Yes. I'm saying it's on that level.
Got it.
And I'm saying I think sometimes men misinterpret a woman not wanting to be sexual with him with, I forgot what I was trying to say.
Like not trying to be intimate? Is that what you're going to say? Like, sometimes a man feels like he's unwanted or whatever because she doesn't want to have sex with him. But in fact, she does want intimacy and she wants to be pursued romantically.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
But she wants to be pursued.
Right.
So sometimes when that's not there and it's just like, hey, let's wham bam, thank you, ma'am, let's just do this thing. It's like I'm mad because you just want it like that, and
right.
I want a process. I want to know that you think I'm sexy.
Right.
That's a huge thing for women.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if a woman has had a baby and she's gained weight and she don't look like she did when you first got together, and you used to say stuff and now you don't. I mean, come on. Like that feeling, it's gonna feel like I'm not loved.
So are you saying then that whatever I used to do when I was trying to get with you when we were dating is the same kind of thing that makes you feel loved now?
Of course.
That even 20 years in, you want to feel like I'm pursuing you, and that actually makes you feel like you're loved.
That does not need to go away.
Right.
And I'm saying when it does go away, that's when the insecurities come, Horace. There we go.
Yeah.
So the insecurities, may
Could be
not-
from you.
Could be from you. You're
Yeah.
right. Could be from you.
Yeah.
It could be that now that we're in this marriage, I didn't have, or in this relationship, I didn't have insecurities before, but now that I've gained a little weight or I look a little different or we're in a certain stage in our relationship and, I don't hear the same things you used to say to me. I don't hear you or see you acting the same way when I walk in a room.
Right.
You used to light up. You used to be like, dang,
right.
And now you just look and keep on going.
Right.
So that's a part of the whole being pursued. And Elaine said, want some foreplay. Yeah. And that foreplay doesn't look like we think it does.
Right. We talked about that.
We talked about that.
Foreplay for a woman is totally different than what happens once you get to the bedroom.
Exactly. Once you
Foreplay
get to the
happens way before
bedroom, foreplay is we already
Right, you're already ready.
We already
if you did it
running.
right.
If you did it right, okay. You should be running to the home base now.
So
okay?
so here's what I want to know. Well, not what I want to know. Maybe it's more of a comment that I want to make.
Okay.
So when we first got married, you looked a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I knocked you up twice. Well, 3 times, but anyway, whatever.
Yes.
And so we had 2 children.
Yeah.
And that changed things. Now, there's something that I tried to do because I was aware of this. So there's some things that we are pretty good at as men, being aware of stuff. And pregnancy is one of those things. We know that when our wives get pregnant, there are going to be all these different things that we have to deal with. And so we're all programmed to act different when our wives are pregnant. So when April was pregnant, I used to do things deliberately to show her that even though she weighed more now than she did before, that I was still going to enjoy every aspect of the differences that came as a result of her being pregnant. So there was one difference in particular that was very helpful to me.
Okay, you
during
can.
Okay,
you
sorry.
can, okay.
Anyway, so bottom line is, I would still touch her. I would still hug her. I would still cuddle, caress, whatever. I would still say things about how good she looks because I knew that there was a level of sort of distrust that I still cared in that way because she looked in the mirror and saw something different.
Exactly.
So I was like constantly
have to
reassuring her.
exactly.
So I guess what I'm saying is that kind of thing and that pursuit that I was still doing during pregnancy is what your wife wants all the time.
All
the time.
And let me tell you why. Because we as women, it's like our bodies change so much over time, especially with the whole pregnancies. You don't even have to be pregnant. Your
That's
body
true.
change.
You're right. You're right.
You turn 40 and
Right.
you like, what? Okay, whatever. So it's like we already go through that.
Yeah.
And so to have our man say, you are still sexy.
Yes.
Even though your hips are 2 times the size as they were when I got with you.
I like hips though. That's
I'm
actually-
just saying, though. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Okay. That makes me feel like, okay, because I feel like every size, and I've been several sizes,
Yes, she
okay,
has.
you're like, I love this size.
Right.
Oh, I enjoy this.
And I'm going to
this-
enjoy
okay.
these new features of this new size. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying I appreciated that because that's, I didn't have to have an insecurity there. You know what I'm saying? Even though, you may want to look different, you may want to whatever, but I feel like that is so important. But what's more important, it's not even that you look good. Saying you look good. It's I think you are sexy.
Right.
And I
You're still,
want
you're
you.
still attractive to
Okay?
me like you were when we were in
Yes,
college.
I want you
Yeah.
because when you
Yeah.
come in the room, I'm going to look at you up and down. I'm going
Right.
to say, I'm going to do all of that because you are sexy to me. And I'm saying women want that. And if you don't find your wife sexy, you need to find something about her that is sexy so that you can say it honestly. Because you don't want to lie.
Right,
You
of
know,
course
women know when you ain't telling the truth.
Right.
You know, we want you. So you have to find what is it about my wife that is sexy. You know what I'm saying? What can I find now that's not there anymore, that it was there? You know, I'm just saying you have to be purposeful in that.
I think we need to answer this question real
All
quick.
right.
Let's unpack that. What does pursuit look like? We need men to leave here with some action items. Yeah, Emily. So what does pursuit look like? Now, what does it look like before you get married? Because here's the thing. I think it's obvious to people who are not married when you're trying to get that person, you know what pursuit looks like. So
Yeah.
clearly there were several things that I tried to do. Pursuit for me started with how I looked and how I presented myself. I wanted April to look at me and to think, I got to be with that guy. So it started by me coming correct with how I looked and how I presented myself.
True.
It was also about me making sure I said certain things in a certain way that didn't make me sound like an idiot. Because again, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to present my best sort of self in that situation. It was taking her to a nice restaurant, not some McDonald's or something like that, because I want her to think, you know,
You want me to thank you?
yeah, that I
no.
can take care of you. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Not no. You know what I'm saying? At least think it. You know what I'm saying? That I can somewhat take care of you.
Yeah.
It's about noticing details. Like I remember.
That's it.
Okay, I remember like
Okay.
when you would come to a place, I would say to myself, okay, in the first 5 minutes that I'm talking to April, I want to notice something new about her, whether she cut her hair or changed the color or wore different shoes than last time or something. I wanted to just notice something and mention it. All that stuff was part of pursuing.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there because that's huge. I feel like when you're trying to pursue me, if you notice I got my eyebrows done, I'm like, whoa, he really is looking at me.
Right.
You know, he really likes me like that because
Right.
he's looking at the little things
Right.
that people don't normally notice. You know what I'm saying? I feel like those are the kinds of things that, and M, you correct me if I'm wrong. If you know, this is just how I feel. I just feel like when you show that those things mean something to you, that you're gonna look at every part of me, and you're gonna say something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's huge. And also, I think listening. You know, when I'm talking to you, are you listening to me where
Right.
you're interested in the things that I'm talking about?
And listen,
okay?
when we first
I feel
started
like that's
dating,
a part of pursuing.
When we first started dating, every word that April said, I was interested.
Every-
Every word she said, I was interested in.
Every word.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that changes over time as you get together, and now you have this person.
And now I got to be like, did you hear what I just said?
And,
What did I
and,
just
and you're
say?
busy and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff's important. So all I'm saying is,
It's
if
in the details.
if a
Yes,
single
Ambry.
guy came to me and said, "Hey, John, I'm trying to get that girl. What should I do?" I would give him a list of things to do. I think if a man is having marital problems, I would say the same exact thing. I would say, "Look, that list I gave you 10 years ago to get that girl, you need to start doing that stuff again, because that stuff keeps
Yep.
working. That's what she wants to feel all the time."
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's part of feeling love.
She wants
and
to
what,
feel
what I'm saying is,
noticed.
remember, guys,
Yes.
our job as husbands is to love our wives. So this is like something that's unconditional. It's a mandate. This is something we do because her name is wife and because my name is husband. So we got to learn to stop feeling like this stuff is unnecessary and why do I have to do this? I mean, if she should know I love her, you know,
And
bump
I've
that.
heard God say that. Why I got to do all that? But I'm saying.
Because she needs it. That's it.
But look, when you do it, you definitely get a benefit
Oh,
from
you're going
that.
to get something from it, buddy.
You're going to get something
Tell
from
you right
it.
now,
okay?
man. It will work.
I'm sorry. It's just, it's a give and
Take? Yeah.
kind of.
Kind
I
of.
mean, it
Maybe like
shouldn't
give
be.
and give.
It should be give and give. It should be give and give. But what I mean is give and take, you know. And the reality is, if you're not giving anything, it's going to be very hard to get something back.
That's true.
Even though it should not be that way.
Right.
It really shouldn't. But that is very difficult to give, and you're not getting anything.
That's a good
So I'm
point.
saying there is a give and give. You're right. It should
Yeah.
be give and give.
But
you know.
but you want to take sometime.
You
man.
do.
You know what I'm saying?
You do. But I believe that being observant, noticing your girl, you know, listening to her when she's talking about something that you're not interested in, and you show that interest. To me, that's pursuing. That's a part of the pursuing. But I think, you know, showing her that she's sexy, you don't even have to say it. We know with your eyes. We know. And so it's like, you know, that's the kind of stuff that we need even when we've been together for 20 years.
Correct.
Okay.
I agree.
All right.
It's something that keeps it alive. Okay,
It
so
does.
Shay says, my brother always says, start the way you want to finish. Don't start something that you know you cannot continue. I think that's very true. That's a
Definitely.
good word.
My mama said that when
That's true.
when she was talking about ironing my daddy's clothes.
She said, man, I got to iron his clothes.
No.
If I start doing this, I'm going to have to do this
So
the rest
she
of my
did-
life.
so she didn't
She
do
didn't
it.
iron his clothes. So Marthel says, but speak the truth, April.
Okay.
You know that the combination that unlocks the sexy time keeps changing. That is true.
Yes.
But the point
is
is
true.
But the point
That
is
is true,
this-
Marthel.
but Marthel, that's the essence of pursuit.
It is.
If I'm constantly pursuing you, then you changing stuff up ain't gonna matter because I'm gonna figure it out anyway. You know, that's what I'm doing. That's what pursuit looks like. It's
Yeah.
basically constantly trying to find the combination.
Yeah, so even when things change, even when I'm looking differently or we're in a different stage, you can move with that and figure out what that's
That's
for real.
huge.
That's
Yeah.
for real.
All right. So another one from Marthel. Like a man can try to be romantic all day, but if he does not have the combination for that day, he's not getting any sexy time. And boy, do we try sometimes.
Well, see, that's the whole throwing the alley oop. If we throw, and women are throwing alley oops all the time, really, to be honest with you.
Well,
have
no,
to,
I don't think they are. This is what I was going to say earlier. I don't think women
okay.
do well at throwing alley-oops. And what we're saying
That's
is...
true. But I think they are throwing them all the time. They're just not throwing them right.
Well, I'm saying that's the difference between a bid for connection and an actual alley-oop. See, an
Okay.
alley-oop for us as guys, we're not gonna miss that.
Right.
All of us are sports fans. We know what an alley-oop looks like and this is why point guards, when they do it, they exaggerate. You know, they throw it over their shoulder like this, or they do something like, you know what I'm saying? It's something crazy that they do to let you know this is not a normal thing. I'm about to throw this joint off the backboard so you can catch a double pump, you know what I'm saying? And so my point
there
is,
are times when I might need to be a little bit more specific.
that's all I'm saying.
I might need
saying
to add a little bit more specific.
wives need to be more obvious
Okay.
sometimes, even though they're still just making a suggestion because they want their husband to reciprocate and not to necessarily be doing it just because he, you know, so you
Right.
you don't ever have to spell it out.
Right.
But I do think it needs to be an alley-oop. It needs to be obvious that you are throwing me a lob.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if
I
you
agree.
do that, I think some men are probably going to end up maybe doing better with this. I don't know. All right, a couple more questions. Jackie. Okay, so when I am chose, I need y'all to be oh, okay. We will do your premarital counseling when you're ready. Look at Berthel again. All I'm saying is just because the combination did not work does not mean that the man is not trying. Okay.
Yes, that's a good point.
Okay, that's an
there
interesting
needs to
point,
be some
Berthel.
acknowledgement that women are complicated. That's okay.
That is true.
Because the effort is worth it. And I'm saying...
All I'm saying is a man can be trying hard up in these streets or sheets. That's true. Okay, so
yes,
babe,
but let me say
hold
this,
on.
though.
Tell me, you need to address that as a woman.
Yes.
My question is, what happens if it's obvious I'm trying, but I keep missing? Do I get some points for that? Do I get style points? You know what I'm saying? Do I get something?
I think for a woman,
Does that make you feel loved in the end when you realize that I was trying to do something, even though I kept jacking up?
It does. It makes you feel loved that you are trying.
Yes.
That you care enough to try. It makes you feel
Okay.
like, okay, he cares. He's not just ignoring the fact that I need this from him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe though, that in the end,
Yeah.
it's like, come on, dude, you don't know me by now?
Okay, so in some ways that might make you feel
Yeah,
some kind of
it's
way
like,
that we've been together this long and I still
we've been
can't
together
figure out
this
what you're
long.
looking for.
Now, again, if you're in the beginning of your relationship and you're learning each other, that's different. But after we've been together for 10, 15, 20 years and you still trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
I think that you need to start being more observant, you know, and really look and see what is it that she needs to feel this love that she needs daily. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with having a conversation and making it so that, you know, it's you're in a situation where the conversation is a serious one. And I say to you, you know, I really want to know, and I'm speaking as the man, I really want to know how to love you. You know, I feel like I've been trying, but I feel like I'm missing the mark. And I don't want you to have to tell me, but I need you to know that you telling me is not the reason why I want to do it. I really want to love you. So can you get, because I don't feel like I'm doing it right.
But
you know what I'm saying?
don't you feel that if that's in a situation where you're not necessarily empty with your love tank, that wouldn't be a problem? You would receive that and answer that with no problem,
Yeah,
right?
that would never, listen, I would have, that wouldn't be a problem if my tank was full or empty.
Right.
Because of the way it's presented.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's presented with this person really wanting to know, you know, how I need to feel loved because they can't figure it out and they want so badly to love me the way that I need. But they can tell that I'm not getting what I need. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's okay.
Yeah.
I do.
So we don't really have a disagreement tonight, do we?
No, we don't have a disagreement. We don't have to have a disagreement.
But no, I want to do a Team John, Team April again.
You
I
can
want,
still do
you know
it.
what
It's
I'm saying?
about who did you agree with the most. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, that's
you
true.
know,
And hopefully I
it's
win
not
tonight.
about. This is not. We were tied last time.
Okay.
Actually, be honest with you, later, there was a lot of Team Johns that came in later.
Right. So what ended up happening
So
last
you
time
might
was
have won last
during the
time.
live we were tied, but then when people watched the rebroadcast, there was a bunch of Team Johns last week.
It was.
You know
He
what
was
I'm
all hyped, like, ah.
Okay, let's take a couple more before we end, though.
Okay.
Okay, so Ebony says guys can't figure the combination out to get sexy time. So that's number one.
okay,
So number two, said guys don't read the playbook, and number three, the end. So she's saying then that if there's a playbook, then they should be able to know the combination for sexy time. So I guess what Ebony's
what I'm
really
saying.
I guess what Ebony's really saying is there isn't a woman out there who's not going to make it obvious if you're paying attention.
That's my point. Now, if you have to ask, then you just must be,
Yeah, fine.
You
Some
just,
of us is
you
just
can't,
slow.
You just don't have it.
Some of
But
us are a little bit,
a little bit slower.
Yeah.
But I agree that you should be able to find out. You should be able to figure this out. We're not that complicated.
Yes, you are. But but that doesn't mean that you don't. So here's the thing. The thing is, if the guy is pursuing sexy time just for the end result, he's never going to get the combination. As
No,
Ebony just said.
he's not.
The point
It
is,
has to be that you're really trying to love and you're really trying
if
to
you going
give
down the
her
road of
what she-
romance and romantic whatever, she
Yeah.
going to get that to you.
Oh,
That
yeah.
ain't gonna be no problem.
Exactly.
Okay, so Emily
Yeah.
says women change, people change, and therefore it holds true. And my needs
That
as
we need
that's
as,
true.
as a women change too. Yeah.
You're right.
Mhm.
Everybody
True.
changes. So, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
All right, Primo. I used to think if I did it after I was asked by her that it wouldn't work because it was manufactured.
Exactly. That's what we're saying.
But
Yes.
I have
But
learned just do
it.
say it.
Yes.
Even if it feels manufactured,
Okay.
it's hard for men. We just got to do it. I agree with you, Primo. There are times when April will not want to ask me. She'll be upset because she asked me. And then when I do it, she's still happy that I did.
That's true. But I will say that doesn't last long.
Yeah.
Like you have, it cannot be that it's always you're always feeling like it's manufactured. You
Right.
can't.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and I have to go back that you need to know. You need to be more observant and figure it out. Figure out your woman. Really pay attention to her. And I think that's really what it is. Paying attention.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's hard sometimes for men to pay attention because they don't feel like it. But I'm saying if you really, because sometimes we don't feel like it.
Right.
You don't feel like
Right.
it takes a lot of energy. But what it does, it really helps you in the end because that change doesn't happen so much that's not going to work for years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You might want to, switch it up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't feel that we're that complicated. I really don't because I feel like once you figure us out,
Right. I agree with
it's
that.
gold.
I agree
Once
with
you
that.
figure
I
us
agree with that.
out,
Well,
so you have to take the time.
It was when I realized that you were different from me and how you were different from me that I realized how easy you are to actually please.
And it took some years.
It did.
It
But
took
it's-
some
but
years.
It's because I was on a whole other wavelength. All right, so let's do it. Team John
All
or
right.
Team April? I need it in the chat, and
Come
I
on,
need y'all to
y'all.
support me as usual.
I need to win
Now,
tonight.
look at Horace. Look at Horace.
need to
said-
win tonight.
Horace said Team John no matter what. That's what I'm talking about,
Horace, you doing me like
Hey!
that? Okay, all right, Horace, I got your number.
Yeah, do you? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Team John, Team April. Which one? You know what I'm saying?
on,
Put it in
y'all.
the chat. Let me know. It's definitely going to be me. Do you have a book suggestion for tonight? Yes, actually,
Yes.
Michael, I do.
Yes.
It's amazing that you would ask that. Tonight's book suggestion, I'm about to
Yes.
put up there right now. It's called
What?
For Men
Oh.
Only. Can you see that?
For men
For
only.
Men Only.
This book
This
is
is
the
an excellent
bomb.
book. This book is the
yay,
one-
Shay, Shay.
Oh,
Thank you, Ebony.
Shay, Team April.
Thank you,
know what, man?
Ty.
No, man. That's whack,
Thank
man.
you, Camilla.
That's
Thank
whack,
you,
man.
Ambry.
Oh, my
yeah,
goodness, man.
yeah.
All these Team Aprils, man. Look at this.
Emily,
Elaine Kennedy,
yeah,
Team
yeah.
all day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
Elaine.
then, wait, so Jackie said Team
Oh,
John with a question
Team
mark.
John?
I'll take it no matter what. You know what I'm saying? As long as it had John in it, I'm fine with that. O'Brien, Team John, duh, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Team April this
Yay,
week.
Amanda. Hey, girl.
Oh, my goodness, man.
Oh, Shell gonna do me like that.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
Thank you,
All
Sheldon.
right.
That's what I needed, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need every
Sherry,
time.
Team both tonight. All right.
And so Primo is with a long explanation as usual, but Team John in the end, of course. This is very hard for me to decide, but after much deliberation and reflection,
Wow.
my man.
All right.
There's another Team
Thank
April
you,
right
Vilma.
there. Yeah, book suggestion for men only. Thank you
Yes.
for putting that on there, Emily. But I'm telling y'all, this right here changed my life.
Yes, and they
This
have it
changed
for
our
women only
relationship.
too.
They have for women only as well, and it's excellent.
It is
so you need to
excellent.
get both.
Yes.
It basically is written toward the men, and the wife is telling exactly what men need to do. And the other book, the exact same way. Y'all need it. So
Yes.
get that joint. Not that expensive. And that will help you. By the way, next week, you want to jump on with us again. We are going to be on location in Huntsville, Alabama, if we make it down there for Thanksgiving. And
Yes.
next week, we're talking about
Yes.
in-laws.
Guys, it's
Y'all
gonna be a good
got
one.
to be there for that one.
It's gonna be a good
You know
one.
what
It's
I'm
gonna be a
saying?
good one.
It's going to be good.
Is that Madam?
Where?
Hey.
Oh, Madeline. Team John and April.
Hey.
See, I love this when this happens. People that feel like they're, you know what I'm saying, they're torn between the two. They
I
wanna
think
be
I
loyal
won
to both.
tonight.
I don't think you
I
did.
think I won
No,
tonight.
you didn't. You did not win, man. You did not win. I don't know if y'all hear that whack applause and that whack air horn and all that stuff, man. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think I won.
Anyway, we will see you guys next week right here at 9 o'clock. So be here and hope to see you then.
Yes, guys. See
All
ya.
right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.